Last time, we looked at some of my Batman collection. So today, let's take a short break. You're watching Roxy's Ramblings. This is the 6th episode of What's in My Collection. Today, we're going to go over my Robin 5 collection. If you don't know who Robin 5 is, it is Damian Wayne. Sorry, I was staring at Flatline. Damian Wayne, Robin. That is Batman's biological son. Of course, he has multiple sons, but this is his only biological son. Let's start off with where I started off, the Robin series. So, Robin Volume 1 is by Joshua Williamson. It's one of my favorite runs of all time. It really got me invested in the character of Damian Wayne. I always thought that he was a brat beforehand, and he still can be a little bit, but the endearing brat-likeness I really didn't get until I read this book, which does change him significantly and has set him on a different direction than he originally was intended to be, and all of that. But, you know, people change, people grow. He's been around for about as long as I have, and he's my age now, so it's really cool that I've sort of grown up with him throughout the years without even realizing it. It's pretty cool. So, I read this last year, absolutely had to have the second one, and had to have this. I read it online for free through Comixology, and so I got this one, read it, loved it. This one wasn't as good, but it was still good. And what did I give this one? Oh wow, I gave it a 4.5. I didn't realize it was that good. Anyway, yeah, the entire Robin run by Joshua Williamson is just kind of amazing. And why do I have Robin number 1 if I have the entire Robin run already? Well, I'll tell you. Wow, I only spent $2 on this. I don't remember where I got it. So I got this brand new, actually. It was pretty cool. So it was half price. That's why it was only $2. And it is the first appearance of Flatline, Respawn, Mother Soul, Black Swan, extra large, Nightwing, and Blue Shrike. The only one that I really care about out of those, I mean, Respawn and Mother Soul are cool, especially Respawn. No spoilers, but he's pretty cool. And of course has something to do with Deathstroke. That's not a spoiler. If you read the comic, you'll understand. And Flatline. Flatline is the one that I really care about. That's Damian Wayne's on-off girlfriend, basically. And even though her first appearance was in Detective Comics number 1034 as a cameo, it was a cameo as in she was on a computer screen in one panel in the background, and not even as, like, a real thing. So it was just sort of teasing. You're supposed to be like, what? Who's that? And, yeah. But this is Nika. We still don't know her last name, but I have almost every appearance of her so far. So, and I picked up the Batman and Robin run, which we will get to in this video, which includes her as well. She is an original creation by Gleb Melnikov and Joshua Williamson, the two creators on this team as well, the two main creators. And a little known fact, who am I kidding? Everybody knows it. Gleb Melnikov is my favorite artist of all time. I grew up with his work, and he's just a pretty cool guy in general. So, absolutely love his stuff. Next, what should we go to? Let's go to the Boy Wonder next. So I only have number 1 and 2, and I have the variants of them. This is a pretty cool series that started on my 19th birthday. The Boy Wonder is about Damian Wayne's sort of inner journey. It is a Black Label title, which means that it's essentially Elseworlds, and generally Black Label, you can do whatever you want, so it's a lot of darker stories are run in it, but The Boy Wonder is approved for teens at least. I do think there's blood and, you know, some stuff like that, but it's not very mature or anything. And it's a very coming-of-age story, you know, facing your inner demons, in this case, literal demons, with the demon's head, Ra's al Ghul. Because if your grandfather is I was about to say a psychopath, he's not even really a psychopath, he's a murdering genius who wants omnicide ultimately. How do you deal with that when you were raised to be a trained killer? And Damian Wayne has to figure that out. So, issue by issue, one by one. It is a 5-part series that is not fully out yet. Issue 3 is the newest one out. And I don't have it because the variants are $6 each, which I don't know if you know, but in American money, it's very expensive. So, I don't know why I said American money. This is American money. That's what I mean. But it's a pretty cool series. It's by Junie Ba, who I got to ask about in an AMA. I got to ask about this series. And I even have the poster for it sitting right next to me. I'm going to hang it up as soon as I get done moving. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool series. If you don't know about it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's going to be collected in a trade, I think, next year. But maybe later this year. So, really cool. You'll be able to pick it up. Go to your LCS and check it out. It's pretty cool. Next we have The Kingdom, Son of the Bat. So this is Earth 28 canon, I believe is what it is. Earth 28. Earth 22. Wait, yeah. Earth 22 canon, which means, post-Crisis, but before all the craziness of the New 52 and Infinite Crisis and all of that. This was sort of an Elseworlds title, but not really. So, if you don't know what Earth 22 is, it's Kingdom Come, which, saying that, has a lot of weight on it, and obviously, you probably know what that is. I did not know, I had not read Kingdom Come when I went into this book, which is really interesting to not know what's happened, but you can sort of pick up everything that you need to about this issue from the issue itself. So it's a very interesting time. But I really enjoyed it. 1999, which is when this came out, was 7 years before Damian Wayne was officially introduced into the main Earth Zero continuity. Now, I know he had existed prior, around the time, shortly after Crisis, with Son of the Demon, I want to say. I think that's what it is Son of the Demon. So he was a baby in that, and then Grant Morrison brought Damian Wayne into modern canon with in 2006. So, cool stuff. This is an interesting exploration of the same question that's posed in The Boy Wonder, which is being the son of Batman, son of the Bat, and the grandson of Ra's al Ghul. How do you deal with that? Who are you, really? Do you let that define you, or do you sort of define it yourself? No spoilers or anything, but it's a great read. I happened to find it for like $1 at one of my classic style local comic shops. Highly recommend you get it, or if you can find it online, read it. It's pretty great. But know that Damian Wayne is called Ibn al-Khufash, which I believe I'm saying correctly. I did look it up. I listened to the Arabic. Of course, it means son of the bat, but that's his actual name, even though it sounds more like a title. I know Ibn is, more generally a title. So, interesting stuff. It really leads into his Arabian roots. His roots overall, and it's I love whenever they dive into that for Damian Wayne, so it's a very interesting exploration. Next we have Robin Rises Alpha. No, I'm kidding. Robin Rises Alpha, I will just say something about it. It's when he died, and he was a little brat, and really young, like 11 or whatever. Batman's like, I'm not letting any of my sons die again because of Jason. All of that. So he goes on this quest. I found it on Free Comic Book Day at a vendor at a Comic-Con. It was 50 cents. It was busy. I'm like, this looks cool. It's the start of a Robin run. I put it in. Little do I know, I barely saw the New 52 thing, and little do I know that it's actually like the middle or close to the end of a saga So I haven't read it yet, but I know the context surrounding it. Robin, Son of Batman is what we'll be looking at next. I'm really teasing you, aren't I? There's 2 volumes in it. This was recommended to me just yesterday, actually. Somebody gave it a 4-star rating, which is pretty good. So, I am interested. I also got this at Ollie's. It's actually sitting right next to me. I got it for like $6, I think. And it's pretty cool, you know, Goliath there, all of that. I think this is the run that introduced Goliath into the Batman mythos, which Goliath has always appreciated. He's not my favorite character, but he's always cool. So that's an interesting entry into it. And I really, really wanted to get Volume 1 because I have Volume 2, the hardcover of Volume 2. But sadly, they don't have it at Ollie's. They still have Volume 2, and I got this like months and months ago, and they still have some copies of it left. But Volume 1, unfortunately, is not around. What is fortunate is that I have Comixology Unlimited, and what that means is that I get to read comics for free, because I pay a subscription fee every month, just like you pay for Netflix. If you don't know what Comixology is, that's what it is. Highly recommend looking it up. It's a pretty cool service. It goes through Kindle, so it's Amazon, but it's pretty cool. That's what I use to read most of my comics, honestly. That's why I don't own most of the comics I read, is because I read Comixology ones. So, what is fortunate is when I got this book, Son of Batman, Robin, Son of Batman, was not on Comixology. You had to buy it, and it was going to be more than buying this, the actual physical book. So I'm like, hell nah, I'm buying the actual book. But Volume 1, at least, and I think Volume 2, is now on Comixology for free. So I went ahead, added it to my my account, so even if it goes off, I'll still have it and could read it whenever suits my fancy, and then I'll let it go back into the void. But yeah, so I do have the ability to read 1, and I will read 2 eventually. It's on my reading list. I need to read it, and I'll probably sell this book after, so it's possible that you could get the copy that I had. Pretty cool. It's not that cool, but it is a little cool to think about. And lastly, I can't believe we went through all of these. Lastly, we have Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is a series created by Gleb Melnikov, I think, and Joshua Williamson as the writer, of course. He's been doing a lot of DC stuff. And I came in at issue 7. So it's been going on since November 2023, I want to say. And it's the 3rd series called Batman and Robin. The previous 2, one was after Battle for the Cowl, so it was Dick Grayson Batman and Damian Wayne Robin. Then the second time they did that, it was Bruce Wayne Batman and Damian Wayne Robin. And that was after the New 52. So the first time was after Battle for the Cowl, so around 2010. Second time was 2013, New 52. And then the third time, 10 years later, 2023. And I think they were holding off on doing that for a while. So obviously, you can tell, I like Gleb Melnikov. I like Flatline. I think you can tell that. So this is the one that it's been building to. This is the one that I've been waiting for, and this is why I decided to do the Robin 5 video instead of my the Batman video that we were going to do, because it's also Batman, so it ties in. Next time we'll get to Batman, I promise. Won't leave you hanging too long. So I don't have 1 through 4 or 6, which is very unfortunate. I still need to pick those up, but they're so expensive, you know. It's like $5 or $6. It's terrible, but I'll pick them up eventually. I've just got to find them, really. That's the main issue, is I've got to find them, and then they're expensive on top of that. I have read them. I found them online and read them. So 6 collected, 12 read. I've read all of the series. Oh yeah, 12 because the annual came out as well. I read that one. I liked it well enough, but it wasn't my style. Especially the art style was just not for me. So I don't think I'll be buying that one. I know, you gotta get the whole set, but I really don't. I just need the main story. And I have the main story. So this one came out, as you can see, it came out pretty recently. Came out 11 days ago, as of the time of this recording. But I got it several days ago because of things that were happening with the LCS that I'm loyal to. I go around the whole valley, but the LCS that I'm loyal to was having troubles, and I had already pulled it, so I'm like, I gotta wait for it, it's fine. But I do really like this series. While everybody else is playing with their toys with the regular Batman run, I sit over in my corner and play with my toys, that is, Batman and Robin. I don't know why, but I like this series. 3.8 overall. It has its high points and low points, but it's okay. And what's kind of insane is Flatline was first introduced 3 years ago in 2021, as we discussed, but she sort of dipped out of continuity and then came back. She dipped out in 2022, came back in 2023 for like a brief cameo. Not exactly a brief cameo, but you know what I mean. In the grand scheme of things, in Lazarus Planet, which I read, it was okay. She didn't really do much. Not that great. I didn't buy those, but I did read them. And then she dipped out and was gone for the rest of the year. And then before March 12th, we got this announcement that Flatline's coming back. She's on the cover. I'm like, I have to have it. So I put down the main cover, go out and buy it, and after reading the setup to it, which was okay, I really got hooked at 5. 5 is the one that really got me invested in the series. I'm like, okay, this is good. You know, it's not spectacular, but it's good. I like it. And then 6 and 7 were pretty cool. And 7 is where Flatline appears. And then she dips out after 10. And I'm like, there's all these covers. They've got all of this news, all of this buzz. Robin's girlfriend is back. She's back in comics. It's going to be great. I saw articles saying that. And like, I'm like, yes, Flatline's finally back. And then they tease a thing of like, spoilers. She's like being possessed basically by Ra's al Ghul, who is currently dead at this time. And I'm like, that's crazy. I need to know more. And then she just dips out and she's like, peace, I'm out. I've got to go. My sister's going to jail or whatever happened. I don't remember what happened with that, but she's like, my sister's fine. I'm leaving. I was here partially to see you, but mostly for my sister. Definitely wasn't using you. Okay, thanks again. Kisses, bye. And then at the end, it's just like Damian and Bruce are talking, and then they're like, yes, I see. Bane is on Dinosaur Island. He's probably killing dinosaurs. We have to go. And it's like, new arc, next issue. And I'm like, what? Huh? So issue 10 was a wild ride. But it has a great baseball cover. I'm actually going to a baseball game this week. So, and it's Gleb Melnikov, so what's not to love? But yeah, it was a crazy ride. Issue 10 was, but it just 7 to 10. She barely appears in 7, I think. I don't remember if she had a cameo in 6 or 7. Let me see my review for it. Yeah, so she was there in 7 throughout most of 7. Or the entirety of 7. She appeared as a cameo at the end of 6 to get you coming back. And then 7, so she was at 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's 4 issues, and she leaves after 10. That's not a grand return. That's just her being in an arc. Like, that's majorly just an arc right there. Really, 6 through 10 was an arc. But anyway, we're on to the new arc with Batman and Robin number 11. This series already has strike 1 for me, which means that if it gets 2 more bad issues that I just hate, that are like 2 stars or below, I'm going to drop the series. Whether or not I like it, it means that it's not worth it anymore. And issue 11 was written by Joshua Williamson, but Joshua Williamson, I don't know if you know, is heading the DC All-In initiative, which is a new thing starting in October, tying into the Absolute Universe. I have a whole video discussing it, where we go over all of the details of that and the implications for the universe in it. Card and link if you want to check that out. But anyway, so that means that Joshua Williamson, because he was writing so much, he was writing Green Arrow and Superman and all of these things, including Batman and Robin, is leaving the book. He's going over to Image for their G.I. Joe book that's starting up with the Energon universe. Who's taking over? I think PKJ, I think, is taking over. I think that's the initials. I'm not very familiar with the guy. Some people like him, some people don't. We'll see how it goes. I've barely read anything of his, if at all, so I have nothing to go off of, really, except for what people say. And I'm not going to read his stuff before, just to get an idea of it. I'm just going to read the issue when it comes out. So I believe that's issue 14 when he switches over. So I believe the rest of the issues are written, which means that the 4-issue arc of Bane on Dinosaur Island is going to be over, whatever. I don't care. I got to see... This opens with Bane punching a T-Rex in the face, so I don't care. It's awesome. That's all I need in my comic, really. Call me shallow, but that's what I need. And this has 2 of the 9 different... two of the 9 selling points, major selling points for a comic book cover, as said by, like, one artist. I don't remember who the artist is, but it has dinosaurs and motorcycles, and I'm like, okay, I can't get the main cover, even though it's cheaper. I have to spend $1 more and get the variant. This is an amazing cover. I love it. It might be one of my favorite covers of all time. Dirt bikes and dinosaurs. How cool is that? Anyway, this is also showing us the artist who's going to be the artist moving forward. Gleb Melnikov unfortunately had to step away, and while I would always prefer Gleb Melnikov to anyone else, actually, I understand that he did, and that he wants to move on to other things. That's fine. He can do whatever he wants. It's going to look great no matter what he draws. But this artist, while he wasn't my favorite, did do a pretty good job of the art. There was a lot of dealing with shadows, like literal shadows, that I thought were really well drawn. And overall, I like reading, I like looking at his art well enough. So I'm going to continue the series until it's bad. Sorry I've talked about Batman and Robin so much. It's just, this is the only comic that I actually buy, that I keep up with, that I buy every single issue of and, like, really care about. So that's why I talked so much about it. But it also ties into our Batman theme, so I won't be going over this in our Batman video. So, with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry I rambled a bit, but I hope you enjoyed that as well. Learning more about Batman and Robin. If you haven't read it, go pick it up yourself. We went over a ton of great issues, a ton of great comics today. All of those should give you a little bit of insight into what they are and what they're all about. If you want to see more videos like this, this is an ongoing series. This is the 6th episode, What's in My Collection, which goes through all of my comics at the time of whatever recording it is. So, yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I know you hear it a ton, but it really does help me grow this small channel and get more content for you guys. So I really do appreciate anything you want to do with that. What's your most interesting issue with Damian Wayne in it? Which one out of all of the ones that I have did you like the most? And did I tell you anything you didn't know? Did you learn anything from this? Are you more likely to pick up any of the Batman, or any of the Robin books? Batman and Robin, for instance? If so, do you want me to talk about them? Because I could talk about the Damian Wayne Robin series for hours. So just let me know. I'll give you all the details about it. I can do retrospective, anything like that. And until next time, thanks for watching. Skull.